Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. XRP Crypto Wolf brings us this article this morning. Tether whales move $374 million in crypto. Analyst predicts a big run is on the horizon. Now guys, what this means, money laying on the side ready to be pumped into the market. So crypto whales moved hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Tether on and off exchanges over the weekend as Bitcoin soared to new highs. We know what the price fluctuations were. I'm going to skip over that. On Sunday, an unknown wallet pulled more than $153.14 million worth of USDT off of the lending platform Compound in 3 separate transactions. According to the crypto tracker Whale Alert, Ethereum Blockchain Explorer Etherscan shows that the entity behind the wallet is a deep-pocketed crypto holder shuffling hundreds of millions worth of USDT. So that would be Tether, guys. Despite these big moves, however, popular crypto trader and analyst Michael Van de Pope told his followers that SSR, which is the stablecoin supply ration, Bitcoin stablecoin supply ration. This is the thing that measures the ratio between the Bitcoin supply and stablecoin supply. And according to blockchain analytics firm Glassnode, a low SSR indicates that stablecoins in circulation have more buying power to purchase BTC. So DePope says this is remaining low. The Bitcoin stablecoin supply ratio is still at rock bottom, meaning that there's tons of liquidity on the sidelines ready to be pushed into the markets. A big run is still upon us. And so here's just a Glassnode. This is the Glassnode chart just to demonstrate what he's talking about there. Well, we've got Bitcoin, right, coming out of these lows over the last several days. We have seen a significant retracement for Bitcoin. Nothing that is out of the ordinary. Again, this is on the daily. We needed that pullback after 10 consecutive green days for Bitcoin. So a healthy rejection, of course, this happening at the $42,000 level, give or take, 41,000, 42,000, hitting up here. Resistance level, we saw it retrace. We saw it retrace yet again. Now it is coming down. And so this is all normal. XRP kind of mimicking the same patterns. We're seeing resistance for XRP up here at 77 cents. Of course, we saw it wick up there, and that just touched this level from back here in November of 2020 and getting close to this level here from the pump group time in and around February. So markets look like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing right now. XRP is trading just under 72 cents. We'll call it 0.717. Let's keep going though, guys, because there's still a lot of news to suggest bullish movement. Number of global crypto users erupts to 221 million in the first half of this year. Another one from XRP Crypto Wolf. So digital asset exchange and payment platform Crypto.com says that the number of global crypto users has massively surged in the first half of 2021. In a new study, Crypto.com claims that the growth of the crypto market has rapidly accelerated from 106 million users in January to 221 million users in June. The crypto exchange says Bitcoin's meteoric rise earlier this year is the preliminary contributor, of course. Here's a quote. We can see that January, February, and April were exceptionally strong months, driven by Bitcoin's stellar performance. However, May was also extraordinary, given Bitcoin and Ethereum's price plunge. So even though we were seeing price moving to the downside, we were also seeing high numbers of people entering the space. Again, let's not forget, this was January right over here. January, more or less, before we did see this plunge down, and so January ended in and around here. We saw February, huge move up in February. February ended in and around here. And what did they say as well? I think April was that third month. So April was in and around here. This is April all the way up to here. Okay, so this section here is April, but also a lot in May, and we know May had seen the lows, those kinds of drastic lows. It may ended here, by the way. That dramatic plunge that we saw for Bitcoin, ultimately taking it down over a 50% correction by the time June came around. So huge numbers, a lot of newbies getting into cryptocurrency, getting really excited. The thing with the newbies is they don't understand all this charting. They don't understand where we are in the cycle, a lot of them. And so, unfortunately for them, I mean, we were all newbies at one time. It is likely that they are looking to still see thousands of percentage points in gains in Bitcoin and perhaps some other altcoins that have already rallied thousands of percent. So this is why we still do have the upper hand. This is good news, though, because it does show us that the crypto market has grown significantly. And, especially if some of these people have been buying all the way up here, when they were getting in February, or rather in January, February or April if they were buying in and around these areas. And now the price has plummeted. Well, even if you bought in January, you're still at even Steven. And I mean, even if you are up today, up 20%, you're going to really be happy with that? New to the crypto space after your friends have been telling you they're up hundreds or thousands of percentage points on their portfolio? See, this is where the 100,000 Bitcoin diamond hands, laser eyes, this is where it really gets people, the newbies, who don't have realistic expectations. Luckily for you and me, we base our price predictions in reality. I'm going to keep going, guys, because this has to do with the market as a whole and that infrastructure bill that I talked about a little yesterday. I did another video on it last week. This is Congressman Tom Emmer. Here's what he told CoinDesk TV regarding that infrastructure bill. He was interviewed down here. Listen to this.
I don't think we should be paying for a major infrastructure, Emily, with cryptocurrency. I disagree with that. If you look at this, and it's early, granted, it just came out last night, but my understanding is you're going to try to pull about $28 billion in revenue out of the crypto space. And really, the only thing that's arguably related would be broadband expansion across this country, which I think they've given about $65 billion to. So I have problems with that. I have problems with, okay, you're going to do that. How does that impact a peer-to-peer relationship where we've already got these arguments about stable coins and who's got jurisdiction over stable coins? It's going to open up a whole new Pandora's box.
So he's not buying it. He's not buying that the government should be taxing Americans for this infrastructure bill to take more taxes from cryptocurrency to help fund this. We also have Senator Toomey, who's also not really on board. U.S. Senator Toomey preps amendment to fix crypto tax language in bipartisan infrastructure bill. Another one from XRP Crypto Wolf. At least one member of the U.S. Senate is joining the crypto industry's opposition to new language around tax reporting standards. And this is Senator Pat Toomey. He said Congress should not rush forward with this hastily designed tax reporting regime for cryptocurrencies, especially without a full understanding of the consequences. Toomey's comments come along with widespread opposition from the crypto lobby, similarly calling the new reporting standard unworkable. Simply put, the text is unworkable. I plan to offer an amendment to fix it, he said. The most recent draft of the legislation has pared back some of the original's more extravagant definitions of a broker. So we did talk about that definition of a broker in yesterday's video. Again, I'll link that up here in the top right-hand corner if you guys didn't catch that. The draft says any person who, for consideration, is responsible for regularly providing any service effectuating transfers of digital assets on behalf of another person. An earlier version since changed alarmed the industry with the following definition. Any person who, for consideration, regularly provides any service or application, even if non-custodial, to facilitate transfers of digital assets, including any decentralized exchange or peer-to-peer marketplace. So Pat Toomey also thinking that this bill does need to be changed. So there still is definitely some work to be done there. I'm going to keep moving, guys. This from Wrath of Kahneman. Interesting project from China about the industrial Internet of Things and edge computing for low-power industrial devices. Now, here's a juicy little tidbit that Wrath of Kahneman points out. They state we chose the Ripple consensus algorithm as the consensus mechanism for their federated learning project. So the Chinese looking towards the superior technology, choosing the Ripple consensus algorithm as the consensus mechanism in the blockchain system design in this manuscript. So they are pointing this out directly, using this mechanism that they see definitely works. And this is a project from China about the industrial Internet of Things. So if you want to learn more about this, Wrath of Kahneman does link that link here in the description, and I will link this tweet thread in the description of the video if you guys are interested. Another partner here, guys, a Ripple partner. This has to do with Flutterwave. The Nigerian startup has raised $276.5 million in the first 7 months of 2021. This is based on a fund announcement analyst of TechCrunch and Tech Cabal. And so fintechs have accounted for 95.9% of the amount raised within the time period, with Flutterwave's $170 million accounting for a large chunk of this. So, pardon me, it is $170 million raised by Ripple partner Flutterwave. EduTech, Health Tech, and Communications Tech accounted for about 4.05% of the amount raised. So big news there coming out of Africa, a Ripple partner raising the lion's share of money by Nigerian startups, which raised a total of $276.5 million, and Ripple partner Flutterwave alone accounted for $170 million of that. Thought I'd bring that to your attention just to show you guys how Ripple partners are continuing to make waves, continuing to really just knock it out of the park, considering that they are going to be or are already in their region, in their geographical region where they conduct business, the better mousetrap. And so people, I'm sure their competitors are going to be looking to them to see how they're doing it. And I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, the secret sauce, RippleNet integration. Another one here, guys, from the Wrath of Kahneman FinTech News lists Ripple establishing a headquarters in Dubai in this timeline with an eye towards tokenization incentives. Now, this presentation was from back last month, July. RippleNet HQ, they were in the news. They mentioned that they did establish that in November of 2020. Global blockchain payments firm Ripple sets up a regional base in Dubai. Making news because this is clearly an important part of the mandates that are on their agenda. Regulators and government agencies in the UAE are multiplying initiatives to embrace tokenization in blockchain. In January 2021, the UAE Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution signed a partnership with Dubai International Finance Center Authority and Dubai Finance Service Authority, unveiling a pilot sandbox which could eventually lead to the full licensing in the digital assets and blockchain sector. So Ripple definitely making that list. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for posting that. And with regards to some of the major news that came out yesterday afternoon with regards to this SEC lawsuit. Now, we just recently heard this. Brad Garlinghouse's lawyers file requests for Binance documents and international challenge to the SEC lawsuit. The offers and sales that the SEC challenges did not occur in this country and are not subject to the law that the SEC has invoked in this case, said the legal team. So what's going on here? Brad Garlinghouse having to dig up his records, his trading records, from the Binance exchange. Let's talk a little bit about this and why some people in the XRP community are suggesting that this actually means that a settlement is closer than ever. The lawsuit between Ripple Labs and the SEC now involves major crypto exchange Binance after a recent filing on behalf of Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. According to court documents filed in the Southern District of New York on Monday, Garlinghouse's team had requested documents relevant to the case unobtainable through other means from Binance Holdings, the Cayman Island-based subsidiary of the major cryptocurrency exchange. The filing cited U.S. laws concerning the Department of State and the Hague Convention and asked the court to issue a letter of request for the central authority of the Cayman Islands to compel evidence from Binance. Mr. Garlinghouse seeks foreign... Here's a quote. Let me start that again. Mr. Garlinghouse seeks foreign discovery on the basis of his good faith belief that Binance possesses unique documents and information concerning this case and specifically concerning the process by which transactions in XRP allegedly conducted by Mr. Garlinghouse on foreign digital asset trading platforms were conducted, said the filing. Specifically, the lawyers seem to be challenging claims from the SEC that the Ripple CEO sold more than 357 million XRP tokens on worldwide crypto trading platforms to investors all over the world. The team cited Section 5 of the Securities Act of 1933, stating the alleged illegal XRP sales applied only to domestic sales and offers of securities. The documents requested of Binance may contain evidence in support of that claim. So, we're reading this, and as we're reading this, maybe it's going on in your mind that Brad Garlinghouse perhaps not out of hot water yet. But there's something else we need to pay attention to here. Let me continue with this, and then I'm going to talk about that. As the SEC knows, Mr. Garlinghouse's sales of XRP were overwhelmingly made on digital asset platforms outside the U.S. The discovery that Mr. Garlinghouse seeks will be relevant to demonstrating that the offers and sales that the SEC challenges did not occur in this country and are not subject to the law that the SEC has invoked in the case. So this just goes on and gives us some more information about Larson and Garlinghouse selling XRP and that claiming that it was like Bitcoin or Ether. I'm just going to continue down here, though. However, the firm seems to be switching gears or trying another argument in its case by challenging allegations of domestic versus international token sales. So switching gears and saying, look, there's a difference between what we can do domestically and what we can do internationally. So this, in effect, does not actually go against the law. Garlinghouse and Larson filed a motion in June petitioning international authorities to request documents from several non-US based crypto exchanges, including Bitstamp, Huobi, and Upbit. The case will reportedly end the pre-trial discovery process on October 15th. So that is the date for the discovery to end. However, here's an astute observation from Jungle Inc. Brad Garlinghouse has already filed to have his case dismissed based on fair notice, something that we've talked about in the past. If that's the case, it doesn't matter who he sold his XRP to. then why is he now requesting these records? He knows it won't ever get to the fair notice issue, and Jungle Inc. suggests that the settlement is in. But hang on, how could you know this? Why would you think that the settlement is in, considering Brad Garlinghouse has to continue to jump through all these hoops? Well, down here, another very astute observation, AE Crypto, asking this: if settlement is in, why go through the trouble to produce these transactions? Jungle Inc. responding down here: as others have said today, this info will be used to calculate the settlement amount. Bingo! That's another thing that we must pay attention to. The fact that a settlement is likely going to be calculated based on some kind of formula that the court sees fit to use to create a settlement amount. And, if it is a settlement amount, for example, for Brad Garlinghouse or Chris Larson, they might need to pay a fine personally because of what they did. You're going to have to know, you're going to have to be able to calculate how to come to a reasonable number, right? Based on the XRP that you have sold. So Brad Garlinghouse going to Binance, the Binance exchange that he allegedly sold these XRP on worldwide. Getting these records, obviously an amount will be calculated, and that will be the amount, the possible fine that Mr. Garlinghouse would have to pay as part of his settlement. So Brady Hayes down here saying, is the settlement here in the room with us? Jungle Inc. saying, yes, it's across the room. Talking to Charles Hoskinson's smart contracts. Johnny down here saying, and this is good, the best part, there's no appealing statements. Dreaming down here saying the record will show lower amounts of XRP sales from Brad than what the SEC speculated. Brad is very confident. He knows it will lower the fines in terms of dollar values from the SEC. And again, Jungle Inc., not a lawyer, he could be wrong. However, this does make good sense here. And in terms of settlement, whether it is personal or for the Ripple trial, I also just wanted to bring this to your attention from Stéphane Hubert. In the Telegram versus SEC case, also handled by Judge Netburn, the last regular letter to the judge was written on June 23rd, 2020, a request from Telegram to seal additional documents. 3 days later, the settlement was announced with a proposed judgment. So 3 days later, after that final letter was written, this is when they got settlement in this particular Telegram case. And then Stéphane Hubert just saying, sorry, it was 2 days later, actually. 3 days later, the SEC made the official announcement on their website. It was 1 day earlier on Court Listener. And Brian saying here, I believe it was mentioned before by one of our Twitter attorneys that even with settlement talks ongoing, they wouldn't stop the procedural motions until the settlement was finished. Very good observation here. I don't know who that was, whether that was John Deaton or attorney Jeremy Hogan. If you guys do remember who said that, please do put it down in the comments section. However, Stéphane Hubert coming up with another very good point. It's even in Judge Netburn's guidance on settlement. So if you guys remember, Judge Netburn did have her particular guidance on how she does settle cases. And I did report on this a couple of months ago now, maybe a month ago. This was back from 2017. However, chances are this has not changed in terms of how Judge Sarah Netburn settles cases. And you guys can go through this document if you're interested in the details. I will link it in the description of the video, which means, do we have a settlement on the table? Is Brad Garlinghouse's lawyers retrieving the Binance documents to calculate Brad Garlinghouse's sales of XRP an indicator that the settlement is closer than we think? And could the same thing be happening with Chris Larson's case as well? The price of this SEC lawsuit is certainly not baked in for XRP at the moment, which means there is still great opportunity to be had. My prediction, XRP likely going to be one of the best performing altcoins once we see that final rally. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.